Today we'll be looking at the Branch Ergonomic Chair. This is the brand's most popular model, and after testing this chair for the past few months, I can definitely see why. It's positioned as a budget option coming in at $329, and at this price point, I think it's one of the best values you can get in an office chair. In this video, I'll be giving you my full review of the Branch Ergonomic Chair after testing it for the past 6 months. We'll dive into all of the key features, highlighting everything I liked about the chair, as well as the things that I didn't like. So by the end, you'll have a clear idea of whether this chair is going to be the right fit for you. But before we dive in, I just want to mention that I bought this chair with my own money. This video isn't sponsored, but I will have some affiliate links down in the description. If you find this review helpful and want to check out this chair, please consider using those links as it really helps support the channel at no extra cost to you. So with that out of the way, let's jump right in by talking about the design. Right off the bat, you'll notice that the Branch Ergonomic Chair has a sleek, modern aesthetic that really sets it apart from other budget office chairs in this price range. Most budget chairs tend to look pretty generic and uninspired, that typical office chair look that we've all seen a million times. But the Branch Ergonomic has a really classy look in my opinion. One thing I really appreciate about this chair is the variety of color options that Branch offers. You've got your standard neutral, toned down colors that work great in a professional environment. But they also offer some brighter, more vibrant options if you want something with a little bit more personality. This versatility means the chair can fit in pretty much any setup, whether it's a home office, gaming room, or a corporate environment. The overall design is clean and purposeful without trying too hard to be flashy. It strikes a nice balance between looking professional and modern while still being interesting enough to stand out from the sea of generic office chairs in this price range. When it comes to materials and build quality, I think the Branch Ergonomic Chair is built pretty well considering the price point. It has a solid metal base that looks nice and provides excellent stability. The chair comes with carpet-friendly casters that roll smoothly and haven't really given me any issues. The frame is made of dense plastic, which helps keep the weight down while still maintaining good structural integrity. Now, while this does make the frame a bit rigid, which we'll talk more about in the comfort section, the overall build quality feels pretty solid and well put together. I haven't really noticed any creaking or wobbling when you're sitting in it or moving around. The Branch Ergonomic uses a double-layered mesh backrest that has some padded cushioning to it, which is actually pretty unique. It adds an extra layer of softness while still giving the breathability that mesh chairs are known for. For the most part, all the adjustment mechanisms feel pretty solid and operate smoothly. Nothing feels particularly cheap or flimsy. Overall, I have no major complaints about the build quality, which really kind of speaks volumes for a chair in this price range. Keep in mind, I'm used to testing premium chairs like from Steelcase, Herman Miller, and Hayworth that are several times more expensive than this chair. Now, let's talk about the comfort of the chair, starting with the seat. The seat on the Branch Ergonomic Chair is very comfortable in my opinion. It has a medium firmness with a decent amount of give to it. I think it really hits a nice sweet spot in my opinion. It's firm enough to provide good support for long sitting sessions, but well padded enough so that it's comfortable and doesn't bottom out. The contoured shape of the seat pan gives you this nice cradling feeling that helps keep you properly positioned, but it's subtle enough that it doesn't feel restrictive. This is actually pretty important because some chairs can be too aggressive with their contouring, which can make it uncomfortable to shift positions throughout the day. The seat is fully padded all the way around, so you never feel any hard frame edges when you're shifting positions or sitting cross-legged. Now this might seem like a small detail, but it makes a huge difference in day-to-day use, especially if you're someone who likes to change positions frequently. Another strong point is the seat pan depth adjustment. It's got a pretty generous range of adjustment, which is great for accommodating different leg lengths. When fully extended, it provides plenty of room for taller users or those who like to sit cross-legged in their chair. However, it is a pretty deep seat pan even at the shallowest setting. So if you're on the shorter side, maybe 5'4", 5'3", then this might not be the best option since your legs will press up against the front edge of the seat. As a rule of thumb, you want to be able to fit 2 to 3 fingers between the front of the seat and the back of your knees when sitting properly. One good thing I noticed about this chair is that even when the seat pan is fully extended, you can barely feel any gap between the seat and the backrest. This might sound minor, but it's actually pretty surprising because even some high-end chairs that cost 3 times as much, like the Steelcase Leap and Hayworth Fern, still struggle with this issue. When it comes to the backrest, the Branch Ergonomic uses a double-layered mesh material that gives it some padding, which is actually pretty unique. Unlike typical mesh backs that can feel a bit harsh or too firm, this padded mesh gives you a softer feel while still giving you that nice suspended feeling that mesh is known for. The breathability of the mesh is excellent, so if you're someone who tends to run hot while sitting, then you'll probably like this chair. As for the shape of the backrest, the frame has a slightly tapered shape that's more narrow towards the top. This allows you to spread your arms and chest without hitting the hard outer frame. This is good for when you're just stretching or shifting around in the chair. Now, one drawback to this backrest is that the mesh is pretty loose with minimal elasticity. Because of this, you tend to sink through the mesh and feel the hard plastic frame underneath. Also, towards the top of the seat frame is very curved, which kind of pushes your shoulders forward and can dig into your back. Now, this issue is most noticeable when you're stretching, shifting around the chair, or just sitting in positions other than straight up in the middle of the chair. When you're just sitting properly in a normal upright position right in the middle of the backrest, it's less of a problem. But it's definitely something to be aware of if you're someone who tends to move around a lot throughout the day. The lumbar support on this chair is a bit of a mixed bag. On the positive side, it's height adjustable and uses a padded foam cushion, which is more than what you get on many chairs in this price range. That said, the lumbar support is quite aggressive and there's no way to adjust the depth. In my opinion, the foam pad tends to dig into your back more than I'd like, and since you can't adjust it or remove it, you're pretty much stuck with that level of support whether you like it or not. Now, I really wish Branch had either included some sort of depth adjustment or made the lumbar support removable. The natural curve of the backrest actually provides decent lumbar support on its own, and I think some people might prefer to use the chair without the additional lumbar support. When it comes to the recline, the Branch Ergonomic has a synchro tilt mechanism that gives you a pretty smooth recline motion that feels natural and well balanced. You can also lock the chair in a recline position, which is great for when you want to lean back and take a break without having to engage any muscles to maintain the position yourself. Now, my biggest gripe is the placement of the tilt tension knob. It's honestly the worst I've ever seen in an office chair. It's a small dial recessed into the mechanism on the bottom of the chair, making it virtually impossible to adjust while you're sitting. Now, this is incredibly frustrating because adjusting the tilt tension isn't a one and done thing. You often need to make small adjustments here and there just to get it exactly right depending on the situation. With this design, you need to get up out of the chair, flip it over, adjust the knob, flip the chair over again to test if it's right, and then if it's not, you need to do the whole process over again. It's a real hassle. This is really annoying for me because I'm someone who frequently needs to change the tilt tension since I don't like to lock my chair into place. I prefer to leave my recline fully open and adjust the tilt tension either to sit fully upright or to recline. And with this design, it's just too much of a hassle. And the placement of this adjustment is so poor that most people probably won't even realize that it exists. I mean, even other chair reviewers missed it, and I don't really blame them. But with all that said, once you do get everything set up properly, the recline itself does feel pretty good. The armrests on the Branch Ergonomic are 3D adjustable with height, width, and depth adjustments. You don't get any pivot adjustments, which is actually a pretty odd exclusion since most other chairs at this price point will have that. Also, the width adjustment is a little bit different because the entire arms move in and out rather than just the arm pads sliding side to side. This can be good if you have wider hips or need more room to sit cross-legged, but the adjustment mechanism itself can be a bit clunky and not as smooth as I'd like. The range of motion on these adjustments is actually pretty good. The height adjustment has a nice low minimum height, which means you can drop the arms down and push your chair under your desk when you're not using it. This is great for saving space in smaller offices. One thing I noticed when using these armrests is that they're mounted relatively far forward on the seat, which can make them feel awkward to use in certain positions. This becomes particularly noticeable when you recline because it creates a big gap between the arms and the backrest. But to be fair though, this isn't exclusive to the Branch chair. A lot of other chairs have the same issue, but it's still worth mentioning. When it comes to the arm pads themselves, they're definitely not great. They're pretty hard and stiff with not a lot of give to them, which makes them pretty uncomfortable when you're resting your elbows on them for extended periods. A little bit more padding here definitely would have made a huge difference. So now let's talk about the value of the chair. The Branch Ergonomic starts at $329, and for this price, I think you're getting a really good value compared to most other budget office chairs. You're getting a well-designed chair that looks nice, is built well, and is pretty comfortable. When we're talking about budget office chairs in this $300 and under price range, it's pretty difficult to hit all of these categories. You'll typically have some trade-offs either in build quality, aesthetics, or comfort. Now, when it comes to the policies, you'll get a 7-year warranty on the parts and components and 3 years on the fabrics. This is a lot better than what you'll typically get on most budget office chairs. Many chairs in this price range only come with 1 to 3 year warranties max, so this shows that Branch really has confidence in their product's durability. They also offer a 30-day return policy, though there is a $40 return shipping fee. While having to pay for return shipping isn't ideal, it's pretty standard in the industry, and a 30-day trial period gives you enough time to see if the chair is going to be a good fit for you. Now, the warranty policies are often overlooked, but definitely something you should think about when considering the long-term value of your purchase. This is especially true with budget chairs since they're not going to have the same build quality as a high-end chair like a Herman Miller or something. So you really want that peace of mind knowing that your chair is going to last you a long time rather than having to replace it every year or so. So ultimately, would I recommend the Branch Ergonomic Chair? The answer is yes, I would recommend this chair. Now, while it's not perfect, I think it's still a solid option for those looking for a good ergonomic chair on a budget. The Branch Ergonomic gets a lot of things right. It's well built, comfortable for all-day use, offers decent adjustability, and comes with an excellent warranty for the price point. When you consider you're getting all this for around $329, it's actually pretty impressive. So with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and as always, if you're interested in checking this chair out, I'll have a link in the description. If you found this review helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions about the Branch Ergonomic Chair or want to know how it compares to other chairs, feel free to leave me a comment below. And if you're still undecided on which chair to get, be sure to check out some of my other comprehensive office chair reviews by clicking here.